I think this is just gonna be a saga from now on. Of course, I'm gonna be. Of course, this is gonna be a thing where I fucking accidentally mute myself. $17. Did not mean to slam it that hard. I know I did this yesterday. I'm gonna show y'all what I did to the deck. I made the hammers lift a bit higher. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's cool. It's out of. Oh, it's not even leveled. The fuck? Because that's everyone's favorite in the collection. What is it? Hey, welcome my snowstorm. Yeah, I decided to do this stream because I mainly got bored of that. The hell was that? Uh, I mainly got bored, and I need to get some stuff off of my mind that I don't want to think about right now. Back to back stream, yes. Yes, we're doing a back to back stream. I said this a minute ago. I'm doing it mainly because I'm bored. And also I really have nothing else to do. When don't I have nothing else to do? You know what? I'm gonna do it anyways. It's just gonna be for a rare occasion. That's all you guys get. No, it doesn't do anything. I gotta wind it up. Just because I don't have a big enough key for it. What else can I show y'all? I would show you guys the mount tip, but there's... I think I said this in the last stream, there's company over, so I'm not going to do that. Oh, I have an idea. Might as well show you guys this. And also, mainly, I'm just curious to see what the movement looks like. Here's the movement to the Ridgeway. Nothing really special, it's just the regular Westminster movement, but I did overhaul this movement, and it's working perfectly good. Working perfectly fine. But yeah, okay, that was an insane voice crack, but there's your Ridgeway. There's the movement to it in action. I'll show the other side, because why not? Yeah, there. Yeah, there you go. These. Oh, so for the what is it? For the people that are just watching, the movement in this case is not original. The original movement had a bunch of problems. So for most of its life, when I had this thing, it mostly just sat not non-working. But but pretty recently, I think a few months ago, I forgot when, but pretty recently, I managed to obtain a little small grandmother clock that had the exact same model movement that this thing once had. So I decided to gut everything from that little case to put it in my Ridgeway case. And lo and behold, this thing is fully running again. Even though all the parts in this thing are not original, even though they're made by the same company, but I don't really care. I like it either way. I'm happy that it's running. The only really difference is that the dial is different. It's supposed to have regular numbers, not Roman numerals, but hey, I'm fine with it. If it works, just leave it. 27 around there. And there is another clock that I have that I sort of did the same thing too, but I'm not revealing it yet until it's done, cause it's a special clock, and hold on, and the mo- and the movement that I got for that clock over there behind me. I'm not. There's a little bit of it, but I'm not showing what it looks like yet because it's not done yet. The movement that I got for it is kind of hard to obtain because it plays a rather well it plays a rather common chime, but that company was not really known to make them, so hence why that movement's kind of rare. But I was lucky enough to snag it on eBay and managed to get it working when it came to me, and now it's currently in the working state, but I still need to get chime rods for it. I do have the dial, except I left it at a friend's house, so I don't have that with me. But as of right now, it's doing okay. I'm not revealing which clock it is until it's done. And that just reminded me, believe it or not, I believe it or not, I got third clock. I got a third clock in my collection that I sort of did the same thing to. I'll explain that in a sec. Oh, hey, Davis. Yeah, I know I didn't. Sorry, I was busy. Yes, but like I said, if I have time, I'll try to respond to it. What is it? So, if you, most of you guys know what this is the triple chime. And if you guys have seen my video, or if you guys have seen the video, or for those who not original, even though it's made by the same company, but it's not original to this case. Because the original movement to this clock was all rusted and tarnished, and basically was unlockable. I'm not gonna go into detail on what happened to it. I'm just gonna sum it up like this. But but probably. But the original movement to this, like I said, tarnished, rusted, and it barely ran, and the chimes were kind of sluggish. A lie. So after about a few months of dealing with that movement, I finally decided, yeah, I don't think this movement's gonna last long. Even though it is fixable, but I don't have
but I really don't have the skill to fix one of those yet. And this was back then when I barely knew how to repair stuff. Now I know how to repair stuff good, just not all the way there because I don't know how to do bushings yet. But overall, so what I ended up doing to that old movement was just parting it out because I knew it had good parts in it. So after I parted that movement out, it mostly just sat as an empty case, like that Ridgeway over there. Then, like again recently, I found. Then like again recently, a friend of mine managed to find a movement from someone that lives nearby him, and he obtained it, and and then a few days later, lo and behold, this thing is fully running again, like 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 nothing ever happened. And unlike the last movement, there's no tarnish or rust on this one. This one's perfectly fine. So, and it has a much wider swing arc, which is a huge difference, because that's the swing arc that they're supposed to have, not not the little narrow swing arc that it had before on the old movement. That actually has a pretty normal swing arc for a Yaush triple chan. Actually, any Yaush in general. But yeah, that's the basic sum up. That's the basic sum up of what happened. But if you want to hear the full story on what happened to this thing, you gotta find. There's a video where I explain it in detail. I think it's called the reappearance of my Yaush triple chime, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it's called. There's the mouse to there, and that little French. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that thing, cause I think I said this yesterday on the winding stream. For whatever reason, it runs perfectly fine until every time it hits the 45 mark, then it just decides to stop. I don't know what the reason is, but I don't know what the reason is to behind that. I don't understand it. But when the movement is out of its case and when I have the dial off, it runs perfectly fine. So I don't know what the issue is. Maybe something is binding up against it. I seriously don't know. But I'll have to figure that out in the future. But I'm not dealing with that thing right now. I got some other stuff to do. What else can I show you guys? Oh, this. Yeah, this clock right. Yeah, this clock right here is kind of special to me because that was my very first ever mechanical clock I ever got. That was like what 3 years ago, and I still have this thing to this day. It's still working perfectly fine. Although I may have to overhaul the movement pretty soon because the chimes are starting to slow down on it. Even though I did oil it recently, before, because when I got it, the chimes on this thing chime faster. But I'm starting to notice that it's starting to slow down a little bit, even on a full wind, and after I just oiled the damn thing. So I got to figure out what's going on there. What else? Yeah, those are my part. Those are my parts movements there. Those are two movements on there. The rest of those movements in there don't really work. Those two right there do work. I just don't have any cases to put them in at the moment. So I don't know. What else? There's a lot of. Oh yeah, funny story about this Kinsza. The reason why, if you know anything about clocks, for the people that are new here, um, the reason why the swing arc on this thing is so narrow, and I don't think I know you. Sorry, I don't think I know you. Let me see your name. Oh yeah, I don't think I know you. Or maybe I do. I just don't know. I can't remember. But if y'all know anything about clocks, I comment on. Oh yeah. Oh him. Yeah. I know. But I think yeah, that kind of rings a bell, but not really though. But I do know what you mean. But but if you guys know anything about clocks, on a typical mechanical wall clock like this one, the swing arc is supposed to be about that wide somewhere. But on this one, it's like that. The reason why is, it's because the time spring on it's because the is I mean, yeah, it's because the time spring on this one is it's it's popped, but somehow it still has enough power to keep this. Somehow the spring still has enough power to keep the clock running for a few days, probably like a day or two, maybe 3 days. I don't know, but nonetheless, it's pretty. Nonetheless, that's pretty cool that the thing is still going. But hey, I got no problems with it. But even though I might replace that spring in the future, but for now it's still working fine. There we go. Okay. But but yeah, that's just a little story on that little Kinsza. Oh, and the movement was overhauled, so it runs fine. Here, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna, I'll take out the movement because I'm actually kind of interested in seeing how it looks. Because I haven't ran this thing in like weeks. Yeah, I haven't ran this thing in weeks, so up until like a week ago is when I started running it again. So we'll see what this thing looks like. I set for X for a long time. Nice. Okay. Oh, the reason why I took the minute hand off because it likes to fall off whenever I take the movement out because there's no tapered pin holding it in. There. Okay. There's the movement there. Here, I can show you guys on the table better. I ain't going to trigger it to strike because it has a count wheel. Right there, yeah, it has a count wheel, and I really don't feel like going a full revolution around. Okay. That hammer is a replacement because the original hammer had the little leather tip broken off, where I replaced it with a Hermley. But yeah, I'm trying to get a good view at the top. I can't seem to do that though. Okay. There's the. Yeah, that's basically it. There's not really much to this movement. It's just a regular little gong striking movement, but it's still kind of cool. Oh, and there's the gong there. Here, I gotta put this thing back with two hands because I can't do this with one. Rings on. That would be very helpful. Thank you. Oh, here we go. No. Knew this would happen. Always end up dropping my fucking phone. That never gets old. Where's the... What? Oh, I see it. Okay. Okay, the yacht just fucking flew. I mean, yeah, that's what I want out of it. There we go. Now it's good. Okay. Oh shit. There we go. Oh great, now it's fucking... What the hell, dude? What is it doing? Okay, no, this needs two hands. I cannot.
Do you remember that you made the card? I think I remember making it. I think I'm not too sure. Yeah, I may remember making it. All right. Now it's back. Okay. There. Barely population. Yeah, I know there is. Not really. I don't know why. Oh, wait. Although I do have an idea. What is it? This just came to mind because I had this idea a few days ago. So I don't really know if anyone's watching anymore, but I'm gonna still say it anyways. But if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I have an emperor, and in that emperor it had a Yaosh 77 in it, but that movement is no longer working anymore. So you might be wondering, why do I bring that up? Well, I have a spare Ergos triple chime movement. It's not one of those big, large ones. It's one of those that's in there. Except that one's a Westminster, not triple chime. But I think you guys know what I'm talking about. But I have one of those, and what I'm thinking about doing is putting that movement in there, getting rods for it. Yeah, getting rods for that movement, and I already have the weights in pendulum. In fact, the original pendulum to the actual emperor itself, except it's cut down by a little bit to make the Ergos movement keep time. And what I'm and I'm pretty sure you guys know. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm thinking about. Oh, um, I'm thinking about putting all that in there to that emperor case. All I gotta do is just find a die on rods and hands, but that shouldn't be too hard. But basically I'm gonna turn that thing into an emperor triple chime. Sure, the movement won't be original, but hey, it it'll be much cooler than it was before. And before you say anything, yes, I will keep the original rods. I'm not getting rid of those. I might use this for something. But yeah, let's just let you guys know. But that project won't come until after I get this other clock tomorrow, which I did save up enough money for. I'm not saying which one it is. All I'm saying is that it's a grandfather clock. Yes, it's another grandfather clock, but I'm not saying which one it is. Y'all just have to find out probably tomorrow. If this plan does go
if this plan does go through tomorrow, hopefully I'll be able to pick this thing up tomorrow. But but I will say this: it will be for now be the most expensive. No. It will be one of the most expensive clocks I've ever purchased. The most expensive clock that I have is that Vidette over there. Costed $200, even though my dad got it for me as a gift. But it's still the most expensive clock I ever bought. But hey, it was worth it for that thing. But yeah, but yeah, if this plan does go through tomorrow, hopefully I'll be picking up this grandfather clock. I know what it is. The people that I know do know what it is, but I'm not revealing what it is until tomorrow. If I do get the chance to get it. But we'll see. It can't be worse. It can't be worse. Eh, I really don't know. Oh, everything's gonna go off. It is. Never mind. Never mind. That thing's way too early. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, that thing has regulating issues. Then again, it does have some worn bushings that need absolute attention, but I do not know how to do bushings yet. Ian, make a ring starting. Okay. Make a Frankenstein. Well, it's not necessarily gonna be. It's not necessarily gonna be a Frankenstein, because because I've, because I, because I've seen some Emperor clocks with Ergos movements in them, so it won't necessarily be a Frankenstein. It just won't be the original movement to it, but it'll be cooler nonetheless. I just gotta find a dial and hands and some chime rods for it, but that shouldn't be too hard. Hopefully not. And the most expensive clock I ever bought was 200. I might be $500. $500 is my max limit. $400 is almost there. But but when but typically when I'm buying a clock, I try to avoid spending under $100 because everything's expensive nowadays. It sucks. Like it's not even funny because the whole because of the because this whole thing is like because this whole thing on like money I guess is like fucked up and right now. Not only that, the whole clock market is messed up. But hey, it is what it is. Um, okay, we got like 13 more minutes in the stream, then I'm gonna call it off here. Cause I said at the beginning of the stream I might stream for like 1 hour, maybe two, but it's most likely gonna be 1 hour. Okay, even though I said my max of spending a clock is like 500, even though even though that'll even though I don't think that'll never happen. But I'm will but if it's a clock that I truly want, preferably like a grandfather clock, then sure, I do it. But it has to be a specific one. It's gotta be a specific one. And they're very rare and very, very unusual. But to me, they're fucking cool. And it's my dream grandfather clock. But they're very hard to find. I've only ever seen a couple of them up on YouTube. I don't know. But if you do want to, but if you do want to find one of these said grandfather clocks, you got to go to Vietnam because they got quite a few of them over there. But what they are, they, why is that moving? That's probably the fan. But what they are, they're essentially what that movement is over there sitting on that grandfather clock could with the but if you guys can see it, the grandfather clock movements and those things and how the way the chimes are set up, it's essentially what this thing is, except scaled up a fuck ton and looks way weirder. But but it has it has the normal Westminster chime to it, except it strikes on the gong, just scaled up way more. But here's the weird part: the way the chimes are mounted on that clock, and the way the movement is set up, it's really hard to explain. But all I'm gonna say is, how did Junghans manage to pull that off? It's very impressive. Later on, it's hard to explain, but later on I'll have to make a playlist dedicated to them. I'll have to find every single one of them. But once I make that playlist, you guys will see what I mean by unusual, weird Junghans grandfather clock. I don't know what's good. It would so within no, it was so within a week. Now marketplace. Yeah, for me, marketplace is slow. I don't understand it really. Just depends on what I price my stuff at. That's what I've noticed. I don't know. Everything's going off. Oh, for once, that thing actually works. I don't know why it hasn't ran in, like, it keeps stopping for whatever reason whenever it hits the 30-minute mark. It's been doing that for like a few days, but I guess it's decided to run. Okay, we got like 8 minutes. We got like 8 minutes left. No, 7? 7? Yeah, we got like 7 minutes left till the stream ends. Wait. Oh, that thing did not go off. So just wait for it to go off. There it goes. There goes the Shelburne. Ansonia, okay, that already went off. Oh, it's running ahead. God damn, I gotta regulate it. And I gotta regulate that thing too. Okay. So we got 6 minutes left. Oh, don't want to reveal that clock over there. I said that's not finished. That went off. That did. I gotta regulate that. Later on, I might do a comparison video between an American movement versus a German movement. Because I have both of those. They're both from different countries, so might as well do it. See which one's better. I might do a video on that. Yeah, once I learn how to do bushing work on clocks, that wag on the wall that wag on the wall Hermley is gonna be one of the first to get bushings because it needs it badly. And those are just spare movements in there. Oh, if you can see, I don't know if you guys can see in there, but if you guys see if you see a movement in there with like a little white box in there with a battery sticking out, that's the that's the Ergos battery / mechanical movement that was in that regular door case wannabe thing, which I still have. But I mention this because I've never seen movement like that ever before. The closest thing I've seen is Revere movements and Teletron movements, but those are electric, not battery. But that is a whole different story. I've never seen anything like that before. Kind of weird if you ask me. Yeah, I seriously don't know what else to do. Yeah, I can kind of tell. Yeah, I can kind of tell my live streams are not the best because I seriously don't know what else to do. But hey, I try them. Hey, I try to do live streams every now and then. Okay, we got Okay, we got 5 more minutes left. So say what you want. So say what you want to say for this last 5 minutes. Oh. I think they're gone. I think I can finally show you the Malte. Let me see. Yeah, here's the Malte. You guys haven't seen this thing in a while, but here it is. Still working perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it. Also, I did manage to set the beat on this thing because it's been out of beat for like months, but I finally got the time to do so. It's just the way you set the beat on this thing is kind of weird. Yeah, there's the movement, but you can't really see it. But you basically got to move the crutch away from the leader and then push it and then put it back on the leader. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'll have to show you. I'll have to show you guys how I did that some other time. But that's basically how I did it. But might as well set it off for you guys. Yeah, this is still one of my absolutely ab- absolute favorite clocks in the collection. That I got it for free, which is very surprising. And I've always wanted a flat top like this with a coil gong, big coil gong. And I finally got one a year ago. And very happy to have this. So, yeah. Guess I got two Maltas now. This big old Malta, and then the other little Malta. And despite this movement being all worn out, even though I did overhaul it, still works perfectly fine. It's one of those tank movement Maltas. They just last. Now I'm assuming this thing was made around the 20s, like early 20s, because it's giving off that vibe. But who knows? Maybe early 20s, mid 20s, maybe even late 20s. I don't know, because it does use rack and snail, which was common back then. But still, yeah. Okay, one more minute till this live ends. Ah, shit. It's just a little alarm clock that I have. It is mechanical, although I do gotta fix it. It does need to be oiled. Alright. Alright, I think I'll end the live here. Yep, it's already been an hour. Alright, I think I'll end the live here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And bye.